The call came on a Tuesday afternoon while I was sifting through financial reports at my desk, an unfamiliar local number flashing on my phone. I usually ignored such calls, but some instinct urged me to pick up. "Is this Emma Lin?" The voice was rough but measured, like someone trying to sound official. "Yes, who's this?" I replied. "Name's Joe Russo. I run Russo's Pawn and Loan on Franklin Street. I think I've got something that's yours." "A Rolex Submariner?" My breath caught. That couldn't be. My father's watch was safe in. I yanked open my desk drawer where I always stashed it during work hours. "Nothing." "Ma'am." "You there?" Joe's voice crackled. "The watch," I murmured, stunned. "It's missing." My voice was barely audible. "I figured as much. Can you come to the shop? There's something you need to see, and I'd rather not talk about it over the phone." I left the office immediately, my hands trembling as I gripped the steering wheel. Dad's watch, the one thing he'd left explicitly for me, had been in that drawer just yesterday. I checked it daily, tracing the engraving on the back. "To my daughter Emma, may time always be your ally. Love, Dad." He'd worn it through everything: construction sites, family dinners, my school recitals. Even during his treatments when his wrist grew frail and we resized the band. On his final day, he pressed it into my hand. "This is yours, Em, only yours." That was 3 years ago, before Mom remarried Paul, before Paul's son, Ethan, moved in with his grand schemes and greedier habits. Russo's pawn shop sat squeezed between a laundromat and a payday loan store, the kind of place where hope seemed to go to fade. Joe Russo matched the stereotype perfectly. Broad shoulders, wary gaze, a silver ring on his pinky. But his face softened when he saw me. "You're the spitting image of him," he said quietly. "Your dad, he used to stop by here back in the day." "He did?" I asked. "Construction folks always need equipment," Joe said. "He was one of the honest ones, always paid his loans, never tried to scam me." Joe stepped into the back and returned with a familiar velvet case. "This came in yesterday. The guy claimed it was his to sell." He opened the case, revealing Dad's watch, smaller and more fragile than I remembered. "I don't usually pry into a seller's story if the item seems legit," Joe went on. "But this watch, I knew your dad would never part with it willingly, so I checked our records." "And?" I prompted, my voice tight. "Your father pawned it once 15 years back, paid it off in a month with interest. 3 grand? Joe's eyes held mine. "That was right around when you started at that elite private school." My chest tightened. I'd earned a scholarship to Westbridge Academy, but there were still costs: fees, uniforms, supplies. Dad had claimed he'd picked up extra shifts. He never mentioned pawning his prized possession. "That's when I knew this sale wasn't right," Joe said. "But that's not why I called you." He lifted the watch, flipping it over. "While checking its authenticity, I found something." He pressed a hidden catch, and the back clicked open in a way I'd never seen. "This isn't factory standard. Someone added a secret compartment." Inside was a tiny, tightly folded note. "I didn't read it," Joe said. "If your dad hid it that well, it's meant for you." My fingers shook as I unfolded it. Dad's handwriting, small but unmistakable. "Emma, if you're reading this, the watch has gone astray. Check the safe deposit box at Citizens Bank, box 529.
I can't tell you the full story in this short video. If you want to see the full story, the link is given below. Click on it to watch the full story.